Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. This is our last infrastructure committee service meeting for this year, and held on the 12th of December in the council chambers, which we are present. This meeting will be audio recorded, and those in attendance should refrain from making any defamatory statements. There are to be no other recordings of this meeting without the prior authorisation of the committee. Acknowledgement of country. I would like to show respect and acknowledge the traditional owners and custodians of the land and of elders past, present and future on which this meeting takes place. Are there any applications for attending meeting via video?
Nil, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Are there any apologies?
None.
None. Any disclosures of interest?
Nothing received.
Nothing received. Any public participation?
Nil.
Well, then, in that case, we will move on to the business items. ISC 12.1 Works Program, Infrastructure Services, Water and Sewer. Page 3.
So, Mr. Chair, RAG is on annual leave, so we'll take all of these questions on notice. The various staff here can answer any questions in regard to their respective reports, but I think unless there's a particular question, we can take them as read.
Okay, thank you. Graham, you have the floor. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I take the report as read as indicated. I will highlight a number of points that we had a meeting on page 2 of the report. We had a meeting with Muswellbrook and the PCG group for our joint water treatment process. It was suggested that the next step in the process be a business case or a regional water supply, and we're at the moment having conversations with DPE to firm up what that looks like. Take you down to about the sewer relining program. We completed the 17 kilometres of CCTV work. We've identified a number of additional kilometres of work that can be done. At this point in time, we will have extinguished all of the funding that has been approved by council, and so we're looking to extend that potentially in February. We'll send another report to council. Turning the page over on page 3, that the Murrurundi Dam consultation, which was planned to be finished in around 12th of December, has been extended to the 8th of March. Due to some problems with our systems and not being able to get responses back correctly. That's my summary. Any questions?
Do we have any questions or comments regarding the report? Thank you. I have one. Just to make it perfectly clear, no decision has been made regarding the Murrurundi Dam. Is that correct? Contrary to media reports, there has been no decision made. Is that correct?
There's an understanding from a briefing that we had with council that it was the intention that we were going to head towards a decommissioning of the water source. That was the feeling in the room in that briefing. It was a closed briefing session. At this point in time, there's a challenge between meeting the requirements of the Dam Safety Committee. The dam safety requires us to have certain reports and things in place. Those dates, some of those dates have passed already. So we are in quite a difficult position where we're trying to get some decisions made around the dam and its future. At this point in time, nothing has changed in the system to make the dam redundant or decommissioned in any way, shape or form. We have stopped filling the dam at this point in time, and we will be we're not using water out of the dam per se for our town supply, but it is evaporating. So it's now at about 8 meters. 8.4 meters is full, so it is lowering. At some point in time, the Dam Safety Committee may say to us that we are in breach because we haven't provided all the documentation, and at that point in time, we may need to start emptying the dam. Saying that, there's nothing to say that it can't be refilled, and it then is, but nothing's been made redundant about the dam at this point in time.
But in short, Mr. Chair, no decision's been made by this council as to the future of the dam, and that's what the consultation period's about.
That's right. So the matter will come back up after consultation, etc. Will come back up to council, and council will make that decision. Is that correct?
Correct.
Right. I just want to make that point very clear.
Okay, thank you.
Through you,
Okay.
Mr. Chair. There was a comment that it should be kept for firefighting purposes. Has there been any information about whether that's a relevant need, or is there any kind of information from RFS about whether they'd actually need that water source in terms of fire mitigation?
Yeah, through the chair, we've spoken to the local group, I think it's the group manager at Liverpool Plains for the region. They have indicated they don't need a water source and they can cope and fight fires without that water source there. However, we've taken upon ourselves to do further investigations, and we'll continue to check, ensure that that is the RFS position at head office as well.
Thank you. Graham, just further to that, the reports, etc., that you mentioned earlier, the council, are they in breach before anything can take place? Or in other words, are we in breach of any of those regulations?
So we're not in breach of any regulation.
Right.
We had to. We have a requirement to provide certain documentation in a certain sequence, and due to our decommissioning, we haven't provided some of that documentation. So once the decision's made, we'll either decide to get on and finish it and complete the documentation, or we'll decide that we'll be down a different path.
Okay. So will that be coming up to council in January or February?
In March, after the consultation.
I see, after March, yes.
Yes.
Okay. I just want to make those points clear. Any further comments or questions? Can I have a move and a seconder, please? Move councillor Clout, seconded councillor McPhee. All those in favour, please say aye. Those against, I think the ayes have it. If you'd like to turn the page, and it's page 8 on my report here, ISC 12.2, Scone Sewage Treatment Plant, biosolids removal and pond repair. Graham, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The purpose of this report is really to give council officers authority to prepare and commence the work of removal of excess biosolids from our sewer treatment plant in Scone. Principally, these biosolids have use up some of the pond volume, which means that the actual effluent flow through the ponds is much shorter duration, causing us to have poor performance in the plant. So this is really an endorsement of the process we're planning to do in the next 18 months. And it's required because it's part of our tendering requirements to get endorsement through council. In principle, we're emptying the sludge out of the ponds. We're going to be emptying some sludge out of our waste activated sludge out of some ponds, and we're going to be repairing some pond walls. It's about 2.2 million, and it's going to be mostly spent in next financial year. And it's yeah, I think that probably sums it up. Any questions? Thank you. So the diagram on the screen shows the ponds are in the red outline. The dam walls that are repaired are shown in yellow, and there's a much smaller portion in the blue, which is the waste activated sludge to be removed. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Just one further thing on that. Will this overcome our problem that we've got out there, or we still have to look to expanding and renewing the whole system?
This process is actually a maintenance process.
Right.
It does not change our need for upgrade to our facility. If we do go to a new facility, excuse me, this work will still need to occur. So it's a maintenance activity just to remove our excess material.
So it's a necessary matter that has to be attended to now.
Correct.
Yes.
I will say it's planned to be taken from it will be taken from the sewage reserve.
Okay, thank you. Do we have any further questions or comments? Moving to seconder. Moved councillor McPhee, seconded councillor Clout. All those in favour, please say aye. Against, I think the ayes have it. If you'd like to turn over to page 28, ISC 12.3, Works Program Infrastructure Services. Rag is on holidays. It's really good for him. So do we have any questions or comments on the report? Or can someone enlighten us? Do anything?
No, Mr. Chair, as previously discussed, we'll take it as read. Assume that all the committee members have read through the report. If there's any questions, we'll take them. If we can't answer them in Rag's absence, we'll get a response from him when he returns.
Okay.
Through you, Mr. Chair. I just had one question. In the grading program, where some areas, the planned works, given they're a couple of months behind, I assume there'll be the ones that haven't had any work done, I assume that there'll be a new program where they're rescheduled to be on. For example, from Upper Dartbrook down to Beals Creek, and then a few more down. There's a few that haven't had any work done. I assume that'll all be moved next year. They'll be updated, will it?
I'll ask the engineers to reconsider the program for that and issue a new program.
Nice to have good eyes. Anyway, look, I just have a question too regarding the Kilo Road. Now there was quite a bit. It's not closed and it's still a council facility. However, that the local people were going to do some maintenance and upgrade and that sort of thing. Is there anything further on that? I thought it was the responsibility of those people who decided that they were going to do that. Can answer that.
Yeah, through you, Mr. Chair, I can't give you a response to that one today. I'm not across it, so we'll take it on notice.
Okay, just take it
Yeah.
back. Thank you. All right. And I also thought I was just surprised with your councillor Clout's question was the fact that my understanding was that we had caught up, the council had caught up with their grading program, but it seems that there's certain areas that haven't. Can you comment anything on that? Right, okay, all right. Well, the recommendation is that the committee receive the report and note the information. Move and a seconder, please. Moved, councillor Collison, our mayor, seconded councillor Clout. All those in favour, please say aye. Those against, I think the ayes have it. We'd like to turn over to page 40. IC 12.4, Strategic and Capital Works Upgrade. So the same thing will apply, that the committee receive the report and note the information. We can go through and we'd like to turn over to the pages and that will give us a report on the progress, what's been happening, our bridges, etc. Do we have any comments or questions? My pages are pages 47 and 43 and 44, 45. It's a big program. The 46. I guess when Rag returns, he can fill us in on some of those. Okay.
If you've got particular questions about a particular project, we can answer it or take it on notice today.
Yeah, I'm just wondering about that Bobbyella Bridge, how we're getting on with that. I haven't been up that road, must
Mate,
confess.
throw that to Jeff or Chris.
Through the chair, yes, Bobbyella Bridge progressing well. You've probably seen the old bridge has been removed and the side tracks in place, and that's working well. And the piling was completed by the end of the month, and they're installing the abutments this week.
Right, okay. Gee, that's good. Thank you. Past we haven't been up there. Okay. Anything further? Any particular questions on some of those the other projects?
Through the chair, yeah, Dartbrook Bridge was demolished last week. The old steel structures have been stored over at White Park. Sorry, not White Park, near the sewage, Bill Rose, sorry, my mistake there. Yeah, so the earthworks has started there, and the piling rig is due to be there, I believe, later this week.
Okay. What is it expected to be finished by the end of the year or not?
The completion date for the bridge is April,
Right. Okay, that's fine. That's good.
as with Bobbyella, it'll be finished about the same time, March, April, by the time we finish the roadworks.
Yeah, that's right. Yes. Yeah, and there wasn't the realign, excuse me, the realignment of the road on the Bobbyella Bridge. It's just going to be a 2-lane bridge instead of the single lane.
Through the chair, yes, that's correct. But there's some of the approaches, we'll have to rebuild the approaches because
Yeah.
they're in poor condition, but yeah, so that's included in the scope.
Okay, very good. Now, we all have a copy of the capital works expenditure summary. If you like to turn to those, we can have a quick look at them. Okay, line item 1 to 43. Do we have any comments or questions regarding those, the matter that's contained? There being no questions or comments, line item 44 to 86. The line item 61, Murrurundi Youth Centre facilities upgrade. What was the decision that was made there? Anybody know? I think it was a
Which line item, Mr. Chair?
400, line item 61, I think.
So we've been to the community and sought community consultation on the youth facilities at Murrurundi. That feedback has been received, it's being incorporated into the designs, and we'll be calling tenders for the construction shortly.
Okay. Great, thank you. So it's progressing. Thank you. Line item, where are we? 87, where's that? 87 to 129. I'm not sure whether it's on there, but I've been past the this particular rural fire service shed that was supposed to be built. I think it's on the out there near Bow. I think it's a Bow shed. Is there anybody got any idea what's happening there?
Mr. Chair, we're still trying to find a suitable location. The location picked on the Golden Highway wasn't suitable. RMS, yeah, Dr. Baxter, we're still looking at a suitable location up Popular Heidelberg Road.
So what will happen then to the fact that I think the guilds gave it to them for a peppercorn lease or something? It was certainly an arrangement, but it's all pegged there. Double gates, and then there's a peg coming out on the highways. Is there further discussion with the Transport for New South Wales, or they just adamant that it can't happen?
They've said that won't happen on that off that Golden Highway at that location. It's not suitable.
So
We looked at everything. We looked at.
They made suggestions regarding.
No, there was suggestions that it'd be only left in, left out. So if you wanted to be coming from Merrill, you'd have to go down to the Heidelberg Road turnoff. Do a U-turn there and then come back up to enter the site. So it's left in, left out only. And that wasn't going to happen. I mean, we can't police that. No one can police that. So we just haven't pursued that since Transport for New South Wales have said no, we haven't pursued it any further.
What can be done about it to expedite the project?
Oh, I think we are looking at suitable locations now.
So we're looking at other suitable locations, Mr. Chair, until we can find a suitable location though. We've talked to a number of landholders, but some of the expectations in regard to lease returns are unrealistic. So we'll need to find something that can be found at an affordable rate.
Really? Okay. All right, thank you. Okay, turn over to page 130 to 172. Any comment or questions on that page? If not, turn the page to 173 to 215. What's happening with them? One line item 186 Morella Street Causeway. Is there any further update on that, or is it just gone in limbo?
Yeah, through the chair, we're just revisiting the design on that, and we were just finalised that this morning, actually. So I'll be looking to get that out for quotations before Christmas.
No, that'd be good. Yes, it'd be good. Thank you. All right, so turn over the page to line item 216 to 258. Line item 242, Pages Creek and Sergeant Gap Road upgrades. There's been some perhaps concerns regarding that section. Can anybody enlighten us to what's happening there?
Can you enlighten us as to what the concerns were first, Mr. Chair?
Well, I thought that and that's I'm getting confused with the actual top of the ridge. There was not sufficient room to pass.
I'm not aware of that, Mr. Chair. We'll take that on notice and we'll
Just
get some
anything about that
response.
Mr. Mayor?
Mr. Chair, I think you may be talking about Tumala Road, which has been rectified over the last
That's
2 months, which is good.
Okay.
Pages Creek, I believe, is in pretty good order, apart from the
Okay.
bottom end area of it.
Okay. All right then. Thank you. Line item 259 to 301. And I have a question on line item 301, Movie Road Water Boost Pump Station. What has that been done or just to be done? Can anybody enlighten? Graham, all right. Well, we might just ask them that. All right. Line item 302 to 340. Graham's gone. I'll give me away that I'll talk about later. Yeah. Okay. Any further questions on those items? If not, I'll ask for mover and seconder, and we will mover and seconder, please. Councillor Clout and Councillor McPhee, second. All those in favour, please say aye. Those against, I think the ayes have it. Let's turn the page then to page 47. ISC 12.5, Local Roads Initial Seal Project Update. Recommendation of the committee, receive the report and note the information. Chris, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'll assume the report has been read, but I will just point out a couple of, I guess, updates since the writing of this report. If progress has gone well on Moonend Brook Road, and the construction of the concrete dish drain will be completed prior to Christmas. They're out there now. With some of the no fines has gone down already. And then once that's completed, they'll be able to bring the pavement up to the final level through where the concrete dish drain is, which is about 840 metres worth. Yes, so and then after Christmas, we'll be installing the guardrail, sealing, and putting up signage.
So those roads are progressing anyway. Yes, all right.
Yes, Mr. Chair, and there's been good progress on Barrington Tops Forest Road as well, with the installation of the drainage, stormwater culverts, and earthworks widening the cuttings out. So we're following we're getting in a bit of a nice flow there on the roads, where we're following up the stormwater with the earthworks, and then following up the earthworks with pavement, laying pavement. So no work happened on Hunter Road, as the report says, over the last month. It's just in queue, and so that it's in line with the completion dates required from the funding. It's the third road to be finished, so it will be done third.
Okay. And is the works, the earthworks you're speaking about, is that being done by a contractor or a council?
Yes, all of the earthworks are being done by local contractors, and there's one small earthworks company doing the culverts and another earthworks company doing the earthworks, like widening out the cuttings. Yes, and then a third company that's assisting with the laying of the pavement as well. So we get a second grader crew complete with water cart and roller.
Right, okay, that's good, all right.
But the council is the local council's road crew supervisors are managing the contractors.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Any further questions or comments? Okay, mover and seconder, please. Move councillor Clout, seconded councillor McPhee. All those in favour, please say aye. Those against, I think the ayes have it. I'd like to turn the page now to ISC 12.6 on page 51. MR 358 Willow Tree Road upgrade. Do we have any, has the committee received the report on that, the information? Do we have any upgrades on what's written?
Mr. Chair, the report's been fairly standard for the last couple of months, as we've been waiting for confirmation from the federal government. We have received a second letter from Minister King late last week, which indicates that the funding is almost imminent. It confirms that it is in the this current round of funding. We haven't seen any actual dollars yet, but we've I guess one step closer to the dollars with that confirmation. I would say we'll see something in the next couple of days or week at this stage. We're hoping for something concrete before Christmas.
Thank you. And I also commend the general manager and the mayor for following that through and just continuing in a proper manner, rather than resorting to total frustration and abuse, which is we would all just feel so frustrated. But I think that it's been good that you've been able to get that second letter, which is something that we're all looking forward to. Anyway, so a move and a second for ISC 12.6. Move Councillor Collison, seconded Councillor Clout. All those in favour, please say aye. As against, I think the ayes have it. Turn the page to page 55, ISC 12.7. Recommendation that the committee receive the report and notes information. Scone CBD Revitalisation Project. Who can answer this?
I can. Thank you, Mr. Chair. It's Alan from the video. Yeah, I'll take the report as read. Happy to answer any questions from anyone.
Where is he?
Good
Good on you, mate. I love that. I should have had that eyes in the back of my head.
Mr. Chair, just more of a comment. I think it's going great. I think everyone needs to be congratulated. It's been hard work, but we're starting to see things starting to really take shape. One question, I don't know whether I missed it here, the roundabout, temporary roundabout on the southern side of the thoroughbred. Was there talk about us trying to keep that there at a later date in just a small? It's working very well and a lot of good comments.
Mr. Chair, at this stage, it is temporary. We haven't got full approval. We've had some really good feedback from the community about trying to keep it. It's not part of the scope of this work, but it's one thing that we might try to do as I guess, a longer term piece of infrastructure. It will require Transport for New South Wales approval because it's still part of their B-double, or what we're trying to get as part of their B-double route and part of their main road network. So we will continue to pursue that, but probably separate to the actual construction of this project.
Yep, yes, through you, Mr. Chair. Yeah, great thing. I think it's great to have it on the radar because it's certainly working very well and a lot of good comments. So if possible, it'd be great to follow that through.
Okay, any further questions or comments? Moving to seconder, please. All those, councillor Clout and councillor McPhee, all those in favour, please say aye. Those against, I think the ayes have it. We turn over the page to page 61, ISC 12.8, response to previous questions. It seems that councillor Campbell had a few questions there. However, there's just anyway, look, I just want to correct something on the IC 11.5 local roads initial seal project. It said, I asked the question, has any inquired about the investigation of sourcing gravel from the quarry at the end of Tomala Road? No, it was Comialla. There was apparently there's a pit down there that apparently has been that one of the local contractors had pushed up a lot of gravel, and I was told it was still there. But that's, so it's not Comialla Road or Tomala Road, it's Comialla. Could we just have an update on that, please?
Yeah, we'll put that into the next report.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you. Yeah, I'm not sure of the quality, but anyway, I'm happy with those. Do we need that move and a seconder for that? We better, I guess.
It's just sorry for the actual questions.
Yes.
Yeah, you can get a mover and a second to accept
Okay.
those questions.
Move. Councillor Clout, second to Councillor McPhee. All those in favour, please say aye. As against, I think the ayes have it. And that completes our Infrastructure Services Committee meeting for 2023, and I'll declare the meeting closed. Thank you very much for your participation.